Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Brown from Baca Wines and welcome to our Baca Wines Happy Hour. I'm thrilled to be talking to you here today. We have a wonderful guest, JoAnna Garcia Swisher. You know her from so many different shows. She's a prolific actress. Most recently, you can see her on Sweet Magnolias on Netflix that she's currently filming a second season for. But I'm thrilled to be talking to her today all about her life as an actress and also a website that she co-founded called The Happy Place to get lots of recommendations on what kinds of things we can do to make us happy. Before I bring her on, I'll just mention really quickly that if you're going to come visit us in our tasting room in Healdsburg or any of the Hall family of wines tasting rooms, please be sure to make a reservation online. We are getting a ton of requests and the spots are getting filled up because of COVID-19 restrictions. We can't see that many people at a particular time and we still want to host everyone. So please be sure to go on our website so you can make a reservation to see us. But I'm so excited to be talking to JoAnna today. I have been a fan of hers for a really long time and there she is.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be doing this. I literally was just like making a note to make my appointment in advance.
Well, good. I'm so glad. Please do come see us. I know you're in Atlanta right now, but when you go back to California, you're going to have to.
I'm headed your way. Don't you worry.
Oh, good. Oh, you have a fan that just said hi from Ireland. I know you just got back from Ireland recently
Yes.
filming your new film, right?
I did. Yeah. I just got back about a month ago. What a beautiful country. I had so much fun there. I spent a month there. It was so nice.
Oh my
So
gosh.
hello.
Yeah. And Daniela says hi from Hawaii. I would love to go to Ireland. I've got some ancestry from Ireland, and I would love to go back and walk around the streets and try to see if I could find any relatives.
It's pretty magical. It's a country that has stolen my heart. That is for sure. The people
Oh,
are amazing and the culture is so great. And even in a
yeah.
stage 5 lockdown when we were shooting the movie,
Oh, I bet.
I felt so immersed in the culture and the people, and it was a wonderful experience.
Oh my goodness. Well, by the way, you have so many fans internationally that are saying hi from Scotland, Houston,
Ah,
Florida,
now
Wisconsin.
looking, I love this. County Cork,
Oh my, that's my mom. That's my mom,
Texas.
Catherine Hall. She said that our family's from County Cork, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Um,
there you go.
First, note where do I know where that is? I have no idea. Okay.
By the way, you get to Ireland and someone will take you there. They're so wonderful.
Oh,
In
good.
Germany, oh, in Brazil. Okay, this is really, I'm humbled.
Did you?
And my best friend in Hawaii, Kelly, she's
Oh,
on here too.
so
We've been
nice to
dying
have
to
so
drink
many
wine
fans.
together, so this is the closest thing that we've been able to do in a year because we specialize in drinking wine together.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of wine, I want to pass you the bottle that we're going to be drinking. This is
Okay.
our
Yeah.
Baca Marble
Okay.
Zinfandel. I'm going to pass it through the magic of the internet to see if you can get
Okay.
it.
And
Yay!
I think we nailed that.
I think we nailed that too. I think that deserves a cheers. For
Yes,
sure.
absolutely. Hold on, I need to pour a little in
Okay,
my
good. Yeah,
glass.
I'll pour myself. I have a little bit, but I'm going to pour myself a little bit more too.
Okay, good.
I know it's 7 o'clock where you are,
Yeah,
but 4 o'clock in California, so it's definitely happy hour.
but if
Cheers.
you work in wine, I mean,
That's true. We're basically working
all
right
day.
now. So,
Oh, this is so good. I
oh,
can't
thank
wait to
you.
learn more about this. So,
Oh, I can't wait to tell you. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, my family's been in the wine business for a long time, and I joined the family business about 4 years ago to launch this brand, Baca. So I'm really proud of these wines in particular. So,
they're beautiful. I have a few of the ones that you've shared with me on the table, and I just feel like I can't wait to taste my way through them.
oh. Okay, so we have so many audience questions already, but I will let your fans know who are watching. Feel free to ask some questions. I'll ask a handful to JoAnna. We did just get one that I'm also dying to know. Who was in the car? Can you tell us who was in the car,
I've
JoAnna?
seen them scroll by. I'm like, oh, I'm just pretending to be blissfully unaware. Um, so I just have started to read all of our scripts for season 2, and I can't obviously,
I know. A
but
girl can dream.
I can say this: the whoever is in the car is it's not. There's so much more that is going to blow your mind this season that I'm already kind of bracing myself for. So it's like that's going to be a big reveal, and you're going to find out right away, and you're going to know right off
Okay.
the bat that mystery will be solved. But it leads to so many other really
Oh.
juicy storylines this
Oh, I'm
season.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to see if you end up with Cal or Bill. I mean, maybe we won't know actually in this season. I don't know, but I'm really excited to find out that too.
I don't know. I mean, I will say that Netflix and they have some strong opinions about it. So it definitely I can't go wrong, right? I mean,
No,
it's
both super handsome. You know, they have their strengths and weaknesses, each of them, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
One of your fans just said I should ask you those questions again after we drink the wine to see if you'll answer
If I'll
them.
answer it. Oh my
I
gosh.
I don't
You
think she's
never
going to,
know.
guys, but a girl can try.
I did read something about rooting for Helen and Eric, and I am too. So I'm
Yeah,
definitely rooting for them.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, you must have so many fans from Sweet Magnolias. I know that it probably would have been a hit show anyway, but I imagine with COVID, where we were all watching Netflix 24/7, you probably just got so many people who watch your show now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's all timing in the world for everything, right? In
Totally.
life in general. So I think that the show, I was so proud of it. I'm proud of everything that I do, and I feel so passionate about all of the shows, but this one in general and in particular just really stole my heart. And so I was, cautiously optimistic, and Netflix had felt really great about it, and they have such a
Hmm.
great way of supporting their shows and really kind of giving them the best chance to succeed. So I took a leap of faith because I was normally, doing network television so much. It's like a different kind of machine.
Hmm.
But they were right, and people found it, and it meant more to me. And I think COVID definitely helped that. We were home and wanting something uplifting and beautiful, and a story of camaraderie and friendship, and it was just, yeah, it was good.
It did. I got a little
I'm
too
sorry.
excited. Oh gosh, I hate when that happens.
I know, because that sticks with you for a little bit, but
Oh
it's
my
okay.
goodness.
I can
We're gonna,
talk, and if you need to take a break, I can. I mean,
I'm
I
just
won't
getting so
probably sing
emotional
or
about your
dance, but
show.
I'll just drink wine with everybody. I'll answer some questions.
Perfect. You do it. Oh,
Okay.
excuse me. Okay,
I
so, oh, what did I want to ask you? Okay, so you're in Atlanta.
am.
Tell us about Atlanta. What do you like about it?
I mean, I love. This is my third show that I've shot here in the last few years. It just feels like it's such a hotbed, and now I have, people that become so meaningful to me. I mean, I'm from the South. I'm from
Hmm.
Florida, so I have had friends that are from here and live here. And Nick played here for a brief moment, and so it just feels like home. It's very, just natural feeling to be here.
Definitely.
Great city, has incredible food. I mean, almost to the point where it's like, thank goodness for, we don't really leave the house all that much right now. It's trying to stay as safe as
Yeah.
possible so we can shoot the show and get it out to everyone. um, but it's probably going to save my waistline a little bit, but I do tend to get my way through the city.
Well, I guess that is important, I guess, as an actress, but I hear so many good things about Atlanta. One
It's
of my
great.
good friends lives there. I've only been there a couple times, but I hear it's a really wonderful city.
It is. It's a great city. It has a lot to offer. And someone just asked if we're staying with the rest of the cast. No, we all have our own place. We're not all quarantined together, but we're all kind of huddled
Yeah.
together, and a lot of FaceTimes. And, eventually I think once, filming kind of gets going, we're going to be together a ton. But yeah, we get to come home.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so wonderful. No, I was saying this earlier, but I have been a fan of yours for a long time, like starting with the Party Five, which was one of the best shows of all time, I think. Just really
Thank you.
honest and raw and true, and I thought you did such a good job in that show.
Thank
And
you.
then, oh my goodness, I mean, from Gossip Girl to Reba to now Sweet Magnolias, and I was saying one of my favorite shows that you were in too was Privilege, which was only one season.
That's
But
so nice. I loved Privileged so much. It was one of my favorite
yeah,
ever. So it was
special.
definitely it'll always hold a very near and dear place in my heart. I'm so proud of that show too. So I love that you enjoyed that
Yeah.
one.
So someone just asked, which one is your favorite? I know it's probably really hard to say favorites here, but maybe which one was the most fun of all the roles that you've played in your career?
I mean, they definitely all have their reasons. So, Reba is my family. The people from
Mm-hmm.
there, literally my heart and soul. And um, I loved playing Ariel. I thought it was
I
such a fun
bet.
role, and Privilege was just so. It felt like it was me in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this opportunity to kind of play this quirky character, and it was just a dream come true. I mean, there's so many. I was also really proud of Astronaut Wives Club, and I loved the experience of shooting that show with the women that I got to work with and telling those
Right.
stories. And there's just, I mean, I think that there's every job has something that has been like magical for me. And this show in particular, I mean, it's so fun to be a part of a show that people are like, excited about, wanting to know what
Mm-hmm.
spoilers are. And, it's
Totally.
nice. It's nice it feels really good, but also the people here have just,
That's
stolen.
wonderful. Well, I know they become like family when you work with them for so long.
Definitely. Yeah. And this show more than ever, it feels, there's a warmth to it that, it just feels really meaningful for me, especially at this time in my life. So
Well, no, that makes a lot of sense. So I love Sweet Magnolias. I know everyone can't wait for that to come out. And you did mention, as luck would have it, that you filmed in
yeah.
Ireland. When can we see that show? And is there anything else you want to tell us about it?
So I just finished shooting this, and it's so exciting because I was like, when is this going to come out? And they're like, April 10th. I was like,
Oh,
whoa, we don't even have to wait that long. It's
so
gonna be
soon.
Yeah. That's the movie that I shot for Hallmark about a month ago, and for a couple of weeks away from, actually
Fun.
less than 2 weeks away from getting to see that, which I'm really excited about. And it's a beautiful. I mean, it's hard to not turn on a camera and capture something epic in Ireland, but it was really fun, and I did it with a friend of mine, Alan Leach from Downton Abbey, and
Oh, yes.
going over there with a buddy and someone that who's literally, he learned to swim in the hotel that we stayed at. So it was nice. His mom cooked dinner for me. It was really nice.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to ask you too, because you're the co-founder of the Happy Place, which I've been to your website, and I have to agree, it's very happy and also similar to your Instagram, but you're just very genuine and real. And I love how the tips that you share, you're a celebrity, right? And so the experiences that you have are not necessarily the ones that everyone else can have. But I feel like you share very relatable stories that, anyone in any life can really have too. And like from, doing the gratitude activity with your children in the evening to
Yeah.
some of your product recommendations. Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to create the Happy Place?
It was something that it started really as there were certain people that kind of found out that I went to school for interior design. And
Hmm.
so they started asking if I would highlight it. And I never really thought, I mean, it was just my passion. It was something, all the accounts that I followed on Instagram, people were like, where did this light come from? And I'm like, I'll be back
I
to you.
didn't know that.
So that kind of is where it started. And I really wasn't sure. I didn't anticipate, launching a blog or, really what any of that was. So I kind of called upon a lot of my friends to help guide me in that. And I was at first very much married to the idea of interiors, and this is what I felt like I was an expert in. But as I
Right.
kind of share stories, more personal stories, I just realized how fulfilling it was. And it was so nice to be able to, we talk about the Happy Place as a place, it celebrates the spaces, places, and moments that bring you the greatest joy. And so it's kind of limitless. And
Mm-hmm.
as the destination is what I call it. My business partner thinks I'm a kook when I say that, but I feel like it's like, come over here and we'll kind of get real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life isn't always happy. And over the last couple of years, I've experienced a tremendous amount of loss. I lost my grandmother while I was
I
shooting
know. I'm so sorry.
just very recently. My mother passed away. And then about a year prior, my dad passed away. And it's been a lot. I feel like it's like, I don't mean to sound like such a downer, but it's been a lot. And
No.
so to have this thing that this way of life of, celebration and, making memories, and especially also my job as a mom didn't stop. And I was a mom to very young girls and during a pandemic. So you start to have to kind of kick it up, and you start to have to think
Mm-hmm.
about what it is that, you don't always have to be in a celebratory space in your life to find joy and happiness. So it's really taken on so many different shapes. And now we're working on our first product line, which is something that's so exciting for me to actually have tangible goods to share with people.
Wonderful.
Forward to being able to do that in the next, few months, or it's probably. By the way,
what kinds of products can we expect to see?
Months. No, it's actually going to be a little bit longer than that. But
okay, next week.
But in any event, it's just been it's saved me. And I think anytime that you put focus on things that bring you happiness, or really focus on what your emotions are, and even in my grief, just a fond memory that, yeah, sometimes it does make you sad when you think of those things, and it does often, but it's still a fond, happy memory. And so it should be celebrated. And I think it keeps you really present and really honest with sort of where you're at. And that's all I hope to do. And on the relatable side of it, I mean, I am notoriously practical and almost a detriment. So, I love a good find. I love, if I'm going to make an investment in something, I don't want it to be a fly by the night kind of thing. And I'm just a very practical person. So a lot of what I share comes from that space of like, I splurge on certain things, and I enjoy, certain luxuries, but most of what I'm very practical. And so it is what it is. I like a good deal. I think if you're going to invest in something, I want to show you 15 ways that you can use it. So you can always reinvent things and make things that are, investments, constantly meaningful.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. No, I mean, I think that practicality really comes through in your blog. So that's exciting to think that there's going to be products coming out too. I'm really excited for that.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, wonderful. I did have one question for you, which maybe people asked you before, but you're in so many uplifting films, and you play in so many like romantic comedies and generally sort of happy movies. Have you ever played, or are you ever drawn to more dark roles? Do you ever play them?
I mean, I think that what I'm really drawn to is real life stories, letting kind of pulling back the curtain on someone's life. And so, I think that you attract what you kind of are interested in. And so right now, these kind of stories are really important to me. But I feel like, even Maddie isn't always happy.
That's true.
My makeup artist,
totally,
Stevie, on the show, she's like, girl, all you do is kiss and cry in the show. I was like, it's not a bad thing.
That's true. But you have an optimistic outlook, I feel like, in most of your roles.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's true to kind of who I am in general. And so maybe it just feels like they're comfortable and wonderful. I mean, I certainly never shy away from playing a darker role. But I'm really happy with where I'm at and all of the opportunities that present itself to me. So I kind of look at it like that, and just know that whatever I'm supposed to be a part of will come through, the hard work and being,
absolutely.
It.
Well, and I'm sure your fans feel this way, but I feel like there's a lot of great shows out there, so many great shows, but many of them have a dark sort of tinge to them. And when you watch them, you're not really feeling great about yourself sometimes in life. And I really love that a lot of the works that you've been a part of are uplifting, even if they're about serious subjects. I really appreciate that. So thank you for creating things that make all of us have better quality lives, because I really do think entertainment is so important to making us have a better quality of life. So
yeah, that's so nice. Thank you for saying that. I really am, not to like make my job overly important, because obviously we're entertaining people, but I do think that I watched The Night Stalker. I didn't sleep for 4 days. I love Lieutenant Joe Kenda. I watched him last night. Like, I immerse myself in all these different kind of different types of material, because it's just something that I am interested in and enjoy. But I also think it's really important to kind of vibrate that energy out right now, and so I'm really proud to be a part of a show, especially with Sweet Magnolias, and then as luck would have it too, where it just makes people happy or makes you feel like you're not alone, and that means.
Well, cheers to that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Let me tell you a little bit about this wine that we're drinking.
Please.
So I mentioned that my family's been in the wine business for a long time. My grandparents were grape growers. One of the original grapes that they grew was Zinfandel. It's a lesser known sort of grape varietal, but we make really great Zinfandels. So this is a brand that I started about 4 years ago called Baca. This is our third vintage that we've released, and we make really elegant, energetic, contemporary wines that happen to be Zinfandels. And this one comes from a vineyard in Napa Valley in the Calistoga area from a famous vineyard called Pokai. And what I love about this wine, first of all, we call it marbles.
Yeah.
Because, so you might be wondering why we call it marbles.
I love all of the names of your wines.
Oh, thank you.
Darky, home base. Like, I was like,
yes.
This is so fun. I need to hear about all of them eventually. I know we're going to talk about marbles first.
Oh, thank you. Well, and actually, Nick might appreciate we have a number of baseball analogies too on some of our wines.
I was wondering if home base was one of those.
No, so the truth is, our family, we're really into having fun and playing games, and wine can be so serious, and we just don't like to take ourselves too seriously. So we name each of our wines after games. There is a reason why we call each a different game name, but we still just like to remind people that you're supposed to be having fun when you're drinking wine. And so this one's called Marbles because the soil that it comes from is very rocky. So it's what you call alluvial soil. So they look like marbles, and we thought that was a fitting name for this wine. But I like to say that this wine is energetic because it has a little bit higher acid, not in a acid is one of the things that you're looking for in a wine. And generally, when you have a higher acid wine, it's fresher. And I really like my wine to be fresher. Yeah. Marin's bursting.
Is bright a way to describe it?
Exactly. Bright as well. So generally, that's a great word to describe this wine. So bright, fresh, energetic. Usually it comes from cooler regions where you get the grapes picked with higher acid. And usually you pick the grapes a little bit earlier so that they don't get too sugar. Well, I mean, not that we ever release wines that are sweet, but when the sugar content goes up in the grape, it can change the output of the wine. But I love this wine. It has a lot of fruit. I get the raspberry and a little bit of blackberry on this wine, which I love. But it's mostly the lightness, the energy of it that I like, because for me, I like wine that goes well with food, but I also like to drink it on its own. So this is a great wine to drink with girlfriends or with friends or with family, because it doesn't have to be paired with a bigger piece of food necessarily.
That's a great point that I'm a wine lover, certainly not a connoisseur, although I did make a commitment to never drink a bottle of wine that I didn't enjoy. In fact,
Good for you. Life's too short.
This is not delicious, and I normally muscled it down, my practicality, and now I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. But I never thought of it as now that I think of drinking wine and enjoying, like, this does not need to be paired with food, but there are, and you often think the food and the wine with the food and all of that stuff, but this is kind of a meal on its own.
Yes, that's very true. It's true. It can be delicious on its own. But yeah, generally the more tannic a wine or the heavier the wine, the more you need it to go with food. So like a really big Cabernet is sometimes hard to drink on its own. And we make a lot of Cabernets under our Hall label, which is the first brand that my family started. But Zinfandel, I think, and especially this one in particular, stands well on its own. So anyway.
I love it.
Good. Well, cheers to you.
Cheers.
I do want to ask you a couple questions. Because of your blog, you like to give a lot of recommendations, and you were just mentioning them. So I was hoping to pick your brain on a few categories of things that maybe you could tell folks your favorite product from, or just your favorite general category. So if you're game, I'll start.
Let's do it.
Okay. What is your favorite movie? Or recent movie that you're really liking?
Well, I was pretty much speechless watching Nomadland last night. I thought just like, wow. But you know what I also really love? This is going into mom mode. Was Raya, the Apple?
I haven't seen that.
And it was an animated movie, and she's a dragon protector. It was so good too. So I went from a real think piece to
I like that. Okay, perfect. Well, it shows both sides of you, the serious side and then the lighthearted side. I love it. Okay. What's your favorite tea to drink?
Tea. I love a chamomile
Hmm.
and an English breakfast. That would be my morning tea. I'm a coffee drinker, but if I were in the morning, I would drink um, a chamomile at night, English breakfast in the morning, and then if I need a little pick me up, I'm always gonna head to tea in the afternoon. Green
Ooh,
tea.
I like that.
Green
Oh, I
tea.
like it. Green tea? I'm
Yeah.
a rooibos fan myself, but I like all
Oh,
those teas.
yeah. I just worked with a woman in Ireland actually who is a tea connoisseur, and
Oh.
and it was so fascinating. I was like, I'll taste anything. So I was like, do this. I couldn't do a wine tasting on set, but I did a tea tasting.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. It keeps your everything sharp. Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite jeans.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so a gold. How do you? I don't know how
Oh,
you. AGO.
oh, yes. Oh, is that Adriana Goldschmidt? Maybe?
I don't know. Love
Okay.
jeans and Mother Frame and Redone, but my mainstay like kick around ton of Madewell.
Made well? Okay.
Yeah,
They, like the name implies, they do make their clothes very well,
they
for
do
sure.
denim repurposing, so you can like trade your denim in and recycle things, and I think that's good stuff.
Okay. Just a couple more. What about your favorite sunglasses?
Ray-Ban.
Ray-Ban?
Yeah,
Classic. I
yeah.
like it.
And I bought a crew pair the other day where I really like, but Ray-Ban I think is just I need to get better at wearing.
I know. I'm not, well, you probably start work really early, so you probably don't get a chance to wear sunglasses
Don't.
unless it's the weekend.
I know, and I'm starting to get to that age where I need glasses. So we don't have to talk about it now.
We don't have to talk about
I'll do it
that.
privately.
Okay. All right. Super tough question. What is your favorite wine that you're drinking right now?
I generally don't veer far away from a red. If I
Hmm.
white, it's a Sauvignon Blanc. Although I did drink recently, I had dinner at Burns Steakhouse in Tampa, which is a Michelin rated restaurant, and we're so
Oh,
lucky
nice.
in our backyard. And my brother, he's a brilliant surgeon, but he also has like his Somm card. So
Oh, wow.
he gave me a Chardonnay that I was like, I don't really go for Chardonnays, and he's like, no, no, no. And so I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, maybe I like Chardonnay now. Clearly, I'm a wino, is what I've just depicted. But I do love a cab. I love like a great,
Yeah.
a good red. If there's something really comforting about it, and I can
Yes.
all day long.
Here's to that. No, I completely agree with you. A big red. But honestly, I think the most fun thing about wine is there's so many different kinds of great wines, and so
Yeah,
you can enjoy a Chardonnay with dinner once in a while, or a Cabernet, or a Pinot Noir, whatever it is, you know?
yeah, it really is. And I'm Cuban, so we were raised sort of with food and wine and drink it was a way of life, and so it brings me a lot of all the feels.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I know you're a busy woman, so I'm gonna let you go, but like about a million people have asked when season two is releasing, so I thought I would answer everyone's question for them.
So I will say this: I don't know an official date just because of COVID and there's so many factors. But I think the goal is to in 2021 you will get a season two.
Okay,
Is the
that's
goal,
exciting.
and then let's just all manifest that together. So if we can
Okay,
all push our energy
yes.
together to get this going, probably kill me for that saying that, but I want it to happen. So let's make it happen.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna put that on my vision board and really focus on it. So,
Good.
well, thank you so much for your time, JoAnna. It was such a pleasure. This is the highlight of my day. Thank you so much. I've loved it. And you're a really just genuine and thoughtful person and so fun. Do you have anything you want to share with your fans before you leave? I'm sure they would love to hear any last thoughts from you.
Yeah, no, I'm just so humbled. I'm literally looking at all of these messages and the hellos and the all the different call outs to the different roles, and it just makes me feel so good. So thank you so much. And I love that everyone, is excited about what I'm doing, and I'm excited about this wine. I can't wait to drink my way through it, and I will report back. So on my page, I will continue to share my wine thoughts about all of your
Oh,
wine.
fantastic. Well, cheers to you. Hope to see you soon in person.
And cheers to everyone at home.
Yes, cheers everyone at home for sure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. For those of you guys who don't know us at Baca Wines, please be sure to follow us. We have these happy hours every week, and we have fabulous guests like JoAnna Garcia Swisher on. JoAnna is such a wonderful person, and I felt so proud to be able to do a happy hour with her. It was so fun to be able to get a glimpse into her life, of what it's like filming season 2 of Sweet Magnolias, and also just a little bit of her life in general, in addition to her Happy Place blog that she started. So tune in for more episodes in the future, and in the meantime, be well.